with you guys.
Doc Lee is on board.
Is that Bernard?
Doc Lee is on board.
There you go. All right. I know you're short on time, Doc. You only have a couple of minutes, but please go ahead and share with everybody. I already edified you to them. They're excited to hear from you, but tell them about your past, where you came from, and more importantly, why you chose Shopping Sherlock to place your flag in as a legacy company. So the floor is yours, Doc.
Well, first of all, it's such an honor and a pleasure for me to be on this call right from the very beginning. When Mr. Brandon Ivey asked me to come on board and share a couple words with you guys, I felt very honored to do so because Brandon is one of those leaders that I admire because of his work ethic, his commitment, and not only his commitment, but his commitment is deeply rooted in what he's doing because he believes in what he's doing, and I admire him a great deal. And for those of you that are so very blessed to work with him, you don't have a clue the position that you're in. But there are people that would kill to work directly with a Brandon Ivey. So I want you guys to know that, and you're very blessed. And I know for a fact I'm very blessed to call him a business partner of mine as well because he have done quite a few favors for me on several calls. So it's an honor for me to share with you my story. And I guess, you can, my story is pretty similar to pretty much every rags to riches story out there, so to speak. I come from a poor family, didn't have much, but the Lord has truly been good to me. And I guess you can also say I've been very blessed and very fortunate enough very early in my career to have the right mentors, the right coaches, the right people in my life that taught me the secrets behind what it truly took to be successful. And I guess you can also say I got a pretty good eye for picking the right companies at the right time that I want to commit to. And when you take a look at this particular company, I mean, the writing was really on the wall because it all starts with who is running the company. And one of the things that I learned from one of my mentors at the age of 18, Mr. Bill Britt, he said, develop a plan and work a plan. Two ingredients you can't ever take out of your business at all times. One is honesty. The other one is integrity. And I want you to understand, when I take a look at Mr. Michael Weeder, someone that is running this company, I take a look, first of all, at the person. Do he have a track record of knowing what he's doing? Do he have a track record of running a business with a high level of integrity? And most importantly, do he have a vision of where he want to take his company? And when I found out who was running the company and his vision to drive this company to a billion-dollar company, I knew for a fact that it was going to be impossible to drive this company to a billion-dollar company without producing some millionaires in the process. And I knew for a fact I was committed to being one of those millionaires that helped this company go to a billion-dollar company. So when you take a look at the reason why I got started with the Shopping Sherlock, it all starts with who is actually running the company, what they stand for, and what their vision is. Is it big enough to encompass my goals and my dreams and things I want to get accomplished? Absolutely. And the second reason is that the product itself. The product, to me, was a no-brainer because I was familiar with the product. So it's like the easiest thing in the world to sell to me because the product itself is so awesome. And, let me give you a testimonial. We had a person just 2 days ago that was looking for a memory foam bed. That's the bed that remember which side you was laying on and which shape your body is, the whole 9 yards. Regular price about $900 retail. We had a person that used the shopping app and found the memory foam bed for $28, $35 with shipping. And we got tons of testimonials like this that we're sharing. So, the second reason I got involved with this opportunity is because of the product. We know for a fact it works. It's very effective. It saves people money and time. And the third reason is the comp plan. I mean, there are people already in this company making a buku of cash already. And if for those of you that don't know what buku means, that means a truckload of cash. And here's the deal. The question is always asked to me, what would make one like myself team up with a company like this? That's the reason why. The question is always asked that, even though you was a regional vice president with ACN and you was with that company for 10 years, what would make you come on board with this company and do it all over again? And a lot of times people don't realize that what would make me do something like that is because I have a lot of confidence in the company and in the three things that I mentioned, and I love a challenge. And when we first got started with ACN back in 1994, November 15th, there was no success stories out there. There was nobody driving fancy cars. There was nobody with big checks that they could show. There was nobody out there that had any signs of success, period. But one of the things that we did have, we had 5 owners that was committed to getting down in the trenches and getting their nails dirty and helping us on a grassroots campaign build that company, and that's what we did. And we did it back when long-distance race was 33 cents a minute. We really didn't have any competition. The only thing we had was an opportunity. And what we did, we took advantage of that opportunity, and what we had support of ownership that got behind us and was in every city we was in, on every call we was on, every meeting that they could participate, they was there, and we was able to build a huge organization. At one point, there was about 21 of us that all got trained out of Atlanta, Georgia. And as it was stated in Success Magazine back in 98, 21 of us that all got trained out of Atlanta, Georgia, that hit regional vice president, average income was over $30,000 a month. And I was ranked amongst the top 10 in producers with that company. And that's the reason why I'm here today, because as Dr. Martin Luther King would say, I've been to the mountaintop. I see where we're going because we have all of the ingredients that it takes to be successful right here. Ground floor, we got the right leader running the company, and it's a golden opportunity. We have a product that's untouchable, does everything that we claim it would do, that we say it would do, and on top of that, we have a compensation plan that's right now paying individuals crazy income, crazy money. And I'm just so happy to be a part of that, Mr. Ivy.
Thank you very much, Doc. And like I told you guys, he is a gentleman, part of that 21 group that trained me. So when I talk about my mentors taught me, he's one of them. He's one. I was a young pup, 21 years old at the time. And everything that I know now and everything that I do now is because of training that I received from him and gentlemen like him. So thank you very much, Doc. I know you got to run and take care of your team, call with your other team. You guys are blowing up right now. But thank you for taking time, and we'd love to have you back anytime you're available. But now, next, guys, I want to bring up the CEO of the company. The CEO who is the mastermind behind this design, who has the vision. When I sat down with him in Houston, Texas, I was nervous about the merger moving forward for obvious reasons. This was my life. This was my source of income. This was my livelihood. And with anything that has to change, there's always risk involved. And I could have taken the easy way out. I was getting offers from all over the place. And I chose, I'm not going to take the money. One, we're able to stick together as a team. And two, I believe in the vision that Mr. Michael Weeder has in place for where this company is going to go for the same reasons that Doc Lee just talked about. This is a legacy company. This is something that you want to plant your flag in, and you want to ride it through good and bad. That doesn't mean everything's always going to be easy, but it's a simple system. So I want to bring up the CEO of the company, share the vision of where we're going, also talk about our events that were happening this week. We're having 2 events in New York and New Jersey, and getting ready for Vegas after that. So without further ado, he's the CEO of Shopping Sherlock, Mr. Michael Weeder.
Brandon, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Terrific. Thank you. Listen, I want to say good evening to everybody out there. You know, it's interesting, Brandon. You had talked about, people wanting to save money and make money here in the U.S., and the reality is, guys, our business is a global business. We are able to provide an opportunity and provide savings and be able to have people take advantage of these trends that are happening all over the world. And, it was interesting as I was listening to Doc talk a little bit about his experience with ACN as a regional vice president. ACN started in the U.S. in 1993. And they didn't expand. They were basically in the U.S. for 6 years before they even started their international expansion. And they actually expanded to Europe in 1999. Then they got to the South Pacific in 2006. They weren't in Asia until they started in Asia in 2011. So it took them almost 18 years to really, start to expand, even though they did Europe in 6 years. They didn't get to Asia until 18 years. And just to let you know, the day and age that we're in these days, with our opportunity and what the internet has done and what technology has done, is it's made the world such a smaller place that we've been able to be literally in 16 months here. In 16 months here, we're now in, literally 17 different countries in 16 months. So the ability these days to be able to have a company, especially an internet company, and be able to have a global business has never been greater. And, one of the things that Doc had talked about was really, being able to kind of position in front of opportunities. He did the same thing with ACN. When they had long distance was 33 cents a minute, and as you know, that industry has completely changed. A lot of people now don't even have landlines. They just basically have completely given up their landlines for mobile, and they live on their mobile phones, a lot of people. But when you talk about, timing and trends and opportunity, to give a little bit of my background, I started with the internet in 1994 when Netscape first came out with their browser. For those of you that remember, 1994, I founded a company called Online Expo, and we actually produced trade shows and conventions for internet companies. Started in San Francisco, Silicon Valley, and then expanded it to Los Angeles and New York. We actually helped to launch a number of internet companies that was their first exposure to the general public. Companies like AOL and Yahoo and Hotmail all launched their first exposure to the general public actually at our internet conventions that we were doing. And I stayed in the internet space. In 2003, I started an internet advertising agency, and we specialized in franchises. And what we would do was we would find new franchisees for franchisors, and we would do nationwide campaigns to drive traffic to those franchises. And, I started with a little company out here in California called Budget Blinds. They had about 200 franchises at the time. We helped to take them to over 1,000 franchises. And because of the success that we had with them, we were able to pick up Supercuts as a client and Cost Cutters as a client. So I was fortunate enough to ride that initial internet wave that was happening. And because of the success, I've always been a big believer in the network marketing direct sales space. I gave the seed capital to 2 network marketing companies to get started. I put the CEO in place in one. I consulted for several other CEOs. And I'll tell you, I was always looking for the right to be able to create an internet home-based business opportunity and looking at what trends were happening on the internet and in mobile devices to be able to launch that company. And when this technology basically came, when I saw this technology, and I had a friend that started a company called Price Grabber out here in Southern California. And when I saw what was happening with the way people were using the internet and now the ways that they're also using the mobile device to be able to price compare, and to be able to shop online. And I saw the growth of e-commerce. And, e-commerce last year went over $1 trillion for the first time in 2012. In 2013, it's basically on target to hit $1.3 trillion. And I can tell you as a businessman, I have never seen a $1 trillion industry that's growing at a rate of 20% per year. And then when you look at, you extrapolate that out in the next few years, it's going to be a $2 trillion industry, e-commerce is. When you look at Walmart last year committed $350 million to their e-commerce initiatives because they're getting their clock cleaned by Amazon right now, and they know that their customers are looking to be able to buy things online. So they opened an office in Silicon Valley to attract some of the top talent down there and committed $350 million and they say that within 10 years, Walmart will be known as a digital e-commerce company, the largest retailer in the world. So when you see those shifts happening and you see what those big companies basically are doing, you know that you're in the right place at the right time. And then also when you look at the growth of mobile, I mean, more and more people, and just to give you another example of the internet, and I'm going to send this out in an email to everybody, approximately 3 years ago, people spent an average on the internet per day, this is 3 years ago, of 45 minutes a day. As of last year, it was up to 4 hours a day. And what are they doing? Basically, they're sitting at home. They may be watching TV. They've got a tablet there at the same time, so they're browsing or they're on their phones basically, and they're searching the internet and doing things basically, using the internet on their smartphones and that kind of thing. And they're also price comparing, and they're shopping, and they're looking for, they're doing reviews. They're looking at a hotel or looking to travel. They're going to Kayak. They're going to Priceline. They're going to TripAdvisor. That's just what people are doing. And what we've basically done is given them an easier, simpler way to be able to do that. And not only have we given them a easier, more simple way to be able to do that, but we've also given them a situation where now when they use the product, the Sherlock Saver product, you have an opportunity to be able to make money as people use it. So we created a very, in my experience with network marketing, in my investments that I made and so forth, I was always looking for that right internet home-based business opportunity. And I also realized that one of the key things that you had to do was you had to make it very simple and duplicatable for people, especially when you have a worldwide business. And with our program, you simply give our product away for free. You make money as people benefit from the use of the product, and you build a team of people to do the same thing. And you can do that all over the world. And again, with the growth of e-commerce and the growth of mobile and what we're seeing, our goal is to become a billion-dollar company.
Oh, somebody muted the lines. Michael, are you still there?
I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Don't mute the lines, guys. I can mute out any background noise that's taking place because Michael's not on the moderator side. So go ahead, sir.
Okay, I appreciate it. So, again, being able to have a product that you give away for free, you make money as people benefit from the use of it, and you build a team of people that do the same thing is a magical, duplicatable message in our industry, in the network marketing industry. And for those of you that are basically have been looking for the vehicle to be able to create financial freedom for you and your family and being able to get in front of these trends that are happening in the marketplace, we've got the perfect opportunity to be able to do that. And I'll tell you what, it's funny because if you look at the technology space, you've seen, and let's take Facebook, Twitter's about to have their IPO here. LinkedIn basically had an IPO. Facebook is probably worth, at the moment, I would think they're worth somewhere around $70 billion. And you know something? Mark Zuckerberg built the platform for Facebook, but who built Facebook? We built Facebook. We're the ones that invited our friends to Facebook. We've done the same thing with Twitter. We invited our friends to basically, to use Twitter. We did the same thing for LinkedIn. For those of you that are on LinkedIn, we invited our friends to be able to use LinkedIn. On Facebook, we provide the content that keeps people coming back all the time. And what Facebook does is they're the ones that make money off of it. And we've changed that paradigm. And so what we've said is that basically, hey, you share this with your friends. And as they use it and they benefit, and they do what they're doing anyway right now, which is searching the internet to find the best deals on products and services, as they do that, we give them a simpler, easier way to do that, and you have the ability to be able to make money for doing that. So what we've done is, and so we've kind of changed the paradigm there, where instead of these companies that are using viral marketing and asking you to be able to send out information to your friends, your family, your associate, so that they can profit from it, we're saying if you're going to share this with people, you're going to profit from it. And we can do it worldwide. So that's some of the things that we're most excited about. We're 16 months old, just going to finish our 17th month here at the end of October. The company is growing each and every month. We've got some great income stories that are happening already. We've definitely changed and impacted people's lives. And for those of you also, I know this is a business opportunity call, but we also have a Pay It Forward program that we're doing this holiday season, where we're building a culture. And I haven't had a lot of people from your group, Brandon, that have come forth yet and sent the information, but we're going to be helping 10 families or organizations this holiday season. We're going to be giving them $500 each from Shopping Sherlock. We're going to double that each and every year. And so I've asked in a couple emails to be able to nominate, either somebody that a family that that has been dealing with very hard times, or an organization where we can make their Christmas, we can make their holidays by providing a nice meal and presents for the kids and so forth. That's kind of the culture that we're also looking to build, where our success, this is not a me-first company, this is a we-first company, and our success, as we continue to have success, as we continue to grow, as we continue to march towards that billion-dollar company, we want to not only be able to impact people that are part of our Shopping Sherlock family, but also those that are less fortunate as well. So we're really excited about that. We've got a couple major events coming up here. We've got one on Friday night in New York, a meeting. It's going to be at the Marriott LaGuardia, and that's at 7:30 at the Marriott LaGuardia in New York City. And then this Saturday, we've got a Super Saturday regional that we're doing at the DoubleTree in Newark, New Jersey, down by the airport over there. So if have anybody that that's within 5 or 6 hours, get them to one of those events. And then we also have an international convention that we're going to be doing in February in Las Vegas. And one of the things about this international convention, we've got some great programs that we're going to be doing and new products that we're going to be launching and training. And it's going to be a phenomenal event with a whole, recognition dinner and entertainment gala that we're going to be putting on. But we also have a program where we will pay for your trip to Vegas. So, please talk to your upline or talk to Brandon about how we're going to do that. Go to the website, and you can also see the Shopping Sherlock, and you can see also how we can do that so that you can qualify for Las Vegas. But I can tell you, the key really with this business, and one of the things in business anyway, you always want to position yourself in front of the trends, in front of some major trends at the right time, and then you want to be able to execute. There's never going to be a better time to be able to be positioned with a company that's taking advantage of and participating in these incredible trends that are happening, where you have trillion-dollar industries that are growing at 20% per year. So the timing has never been better for this. And again, in network marketing, it's about simplicity and duplication. We've got a very simple message. You give the product away for free. You make money as people benefit, and you build a team of people to do the same thing. And again, because of the fact that we're an internet company, we can do this all over the world. So I appreciate your time tonight, Brandon. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. But I appreciate being able to share with everybody here tonight.
Absolutely. Just one more question I would really love you to expound on with the team is we talked about this with the leaders, is really talk about the importance of hitting the global power position, what the 20% check match, and really the 2.5% equity in the company is. I think a lot of people still aren't clear on how powerful that is.
Okay. One of the things is that you'll find as you start to experience our compensation plan, we pay out 68% of every dollar that comes in. Now, for those of you that have been involved in product-based companies, the lotions, potions, pills, those kind of things, I can tell you, because I've also invested in those companies, typically what happens is you get a product that maybe costs you $10, and you look to, as a network marketing owner, you look to get at least a 700% markup on that. So you look to be able to sell that product that costs you $10 for $70, and then what they do basically, by the time that gets to your door with shipping and taxes and everything else, you're usually looking at $100, and then a lot of these companies will say, okay, we'll pay you, 50 BV, so it's 70 BV, and they'll give you 50 CV. They'll make that the commission value, and then they pay out, usually 50% of that. And what I mean by that, and it's very evident, if you look at the companies that are publicly traded companies, look at Blythe, for example, that has Visalis. Look at Herbalife, it's a publicly traded company. You'll see that they're paying out between 32 to 34% of their sales basically goes to their commission plan. We pay out 68%, and not only do we pay out 68%, but part of the way that we pay it out is that when you get to be a global with our company, you also get a 20% check match. And you not only get a check match on the people that you have brought in, because you guys know that are experienced in the industry and that have experience in the industry, usually the check matches are by, so many generations personal. So you could say, okay, you get a check match for 5 generations of personals, basically. Our check match goes down to the next generation of a matching global or a matching diamond. So we have people that right now are actually matching checks on over 1,000 people in the organization. With our check match, you actually have an opportunity to be able to match on everybody in your organization. So that's one of the things that's driving significant incomes for our people. And the other thing is that we have an equity pool, so that when you become a global, we actually put 5% of the company's shares in an equity pool. And so when you become a global, you actually participate in 2.5% ownership of the company in that pool with the other globals. And then as a diamond, you will also participate in the other 2.5% equity pool. And the great thing about the equity pool, for those of you that are familiar with kind of rev share models that some of these companies do, or bonus models based on the sales of the company, not only are you able to get bonuses based on the sales of the company, in addition to the bonuses that you make for hitting those positions, the global positions, the power positions, and so forth, not only do you get bonuses for doing that, but your upline global and diamonds get bonuses when you hit that as well for being able to help you. But also the difference in our program is you actually get equity in the company. So you own a piece of the company. So, down the road or what have you, as we march towards $1 billion company, not only do you participate in profit sharing with the company, because at the end, because we're a C corporation, so as a C corporation, basically we have to pay out the company profits to the shareholders. So not only do you get that, but down the road, if something happens with the company and we are acquired or something along those lines with the company, you also get a percentage of that sale price of the company because you're an equity owner. So that's one of the things that we're most excited about. And the reason that I did that is, the one thing, that Bernard and I think others will tell you is that, we could have the greatest products, we could have the greatest compensation plan, but the reality is the major asset that we have is the field leadership. And that's the major asset really that any network marketing company has, is the field leadership in the field. And so we want to reward those people that help us get to $1 billion company. We want to change their lives. We want to make them instant millionaires as they move along. And again, for those of you who are familiar with the payouts in network marketing and see some of the leaders and what they're making, you're going to see as we continue to grow and we become a $100 million a year company and a $250 million a year company and a $500 million a year company and so forth, you're going to see incomes with our representatives that are going to blow the industry away. And I'll tell you, the great thing that I like too is that when you look at the space that we're in, and let's say, e-commerce this year is going to be $1.3 trillion. If with that continued growth rate, by 2015, it will be over $2 trillion. And if you look at a $2 trillion industry and you just look at 1/10 of 1%. Because, what companies look at is, okay, here's how big the industry is. Here, how much market share can I get in that industry? If you look at 1/10 of 1% of that industry, you're looking at roughly $70 million just in affiliate revenues alone that we have an opportunity to be able to pay out and use, and that's just the usage income, not including the other areas of income this company has. So we're really, really excited about, again, where we're at, how we're positioning this company, and these trends that we're in front of. And and then one of the things, again, that you want to do, get people on Brandon and Power Team is a great support system. You want to plug people into your support system. This isn't, it's not a difficult business. It's a very easy business. This is about how many people can you invite, how many people can you expose to the product, to the product and the company, and how many people can you continue to plug into the resources and the training systems and the support that we have as a company and that Power Team Marketing is providing, and then building for events. It's a very simple formula. It's just a matter of how bad do you want to change your lives, and how bad do you, how much do you see the opportunity here? Do you get it? Do you see it? Do you understand what's happening here in the marketplace? And do you finally want to be able to get your piece of what you've seen happen in this whole internet and mobile marketplace that you've actually seen explode? We've all seen explode over the last 19 years worldwide, and here's your chance to finally get a piece of it. So back to you, Brandon.